Hey, what is up, lovelies? It is Lynn the Gacha Goblin, and okay, let's talk about roadmaps. Now, from my previous video where I covered, people getting upset basically at the public announcement that Love and Deepspace had taken towards the leaks that had been put out, people were quote retweeting it and saying, these comments on this post are so rude, they're so entitled, how could you demand something like this from Infold? And they were all referring to all of the comments that were saying, oh, you can make an official statement about this. What about all of our other concerns that we've been having with the game? This wouldn't happen unless we had a roadmap for the game. Then people wouldn't have to rely on all of these leaks. Instead, we could just rely on proper marketing. And I 100% agree. And it's not like Infold can't do these kinds of things, okay? First and foremost, I kind of want to almost solidify what I would want as a roadmap, and also that other gacha games do this. So we're going to go over that today, right? So here over on Twitter, Suzu or Pink Crisps, I've covered them on my channel multiple times, they put out this little post here. Although it wasn't much, but at least they announced something like a roadmap during LADS 2.0. We are able to expect main story updates last quarter of the year since July, and also multi-banner in advance. Don't think they do anything like this during 3.0 announcement. They did not. Okay, they did not, because I was covering that to the T, making sure I was covering everything, and they did not do any sort of forward advance notice about anything. The only content that we had gotten released at the second half of the anniversary event was Caleb's release, and past that we were not notified about anything that was coming up. We don't know if there's going to be another major update to the game, if Silas is going to get his branch story. Nothing official was announced, and yet I was really hoping that something was going to be announced during that time, but nothing was. Okay, so this just shows, okay, that Infold is capable. They are capable of doing some sort of roadmap for us players, even if it's not that, in depth, okay? So they had announced that we were going to get main story branches. Fantastic. Why didn't you announce Silas's main story branch release in 3.0? That would have been nice, right? That would have been really nice to have. They announced that we were going to get a free Silas card, a free Silas 4-star. They announced also that there were going to be new outfits that were coming out, and we actually got those outfits. And they also announced that we were going to get a Raph Heartfelt gift down the line. They didn't show it what it was going to be, but they just told us, and that was really nice. It wasn't much. We didn't get we didn't get dates or anything specific, but they are capable of doing something like this. Now, when it comes to all of their multi-banner marketing, okay, I really do feel like what they did for Misty Invasion was fantastic. They did drip marketing for the Misty Invasion banner, and they could do that again. I don't understand why they stopped doing that. So they announced this also at the beginning of the game's conception, that there were going to be an official announcement that there were going to be myths for each of the companions. Now, why didn't they announce that the third solar myths were going to be coming out this year? They should have announced that in the beginning of the year. Yes, a lot of fans speculated that it was going to happen based on the Deepspace trials and what Stalactrum you needed, but why do we need to rely on speculation from fans if we could have an official announcement from the game? It would have felt nicer. It would have felt like, oh, they're trying to communicate with us, get us excited about what's going to come in the game. They don't need to give us any visuals. They don't need to give us any real hints. They could just give us something like this. They'll be like, oh, you're gonna get this, by the way. That would have been nice. And then for I just want to go back to the Misty Invasion banner. They did a little bit of drip marketing for that, where I don't know if you guys remember. Let's see if we can actually pull it up. Let's see, what is the best way of doing this? Let's go over possibly to my Instagram, just because I feel like it's a little bit more timeline oriented on Instagram, because on Twitter, once you like reply to certain things, especially if there is a competition or like a little raffle, it pushes the post up, and it doesn't really give a proper almost like breakdown of like the time that stuff comes out. So let me just go over to Instagram here. I am scrolling through. We're gonna go all the way down to when Misty Invasion was released. They did drip marketing for Misty Invasion, and that did not ruin the player experience. That got us all freaking excited, guys. That got us all excited about what was gonna come out. And they haven't done that again. They never repeated that kind of drip marketing for any of the multi-banners that have come out, which is very disappointing, because now we're just relying on leaks and, you know, those emoji roadmaps that people come out with. That is all that we're relying on right now, and it's disappointing that we have to rely on that when we could have official drip marketing from the company themselves. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about here. I need to move myself to the other side. Okay, so this was the official announcement. This was the official trailer for Misty Invasion. But this was the drip marking that they released. Okay, maybe I should go on the other side. My goodness, Instagram is difficult. So this was their drip marketing for Misty Invasion. We have never gotten anything like this again after Misty Invasion. This was released on August 2nd, 2024. Okay, honestly, they could have just separated this and like maybe like a week prior to the drop of the multi-banner, or maybe even 2 weeks, they could have edged us with this single post or 2 posts at a time. That would have been really nice. And then the official release for this came out on technically the same day, looks like. But they could have done this like a week or 2 weeks in advance to warn us. And if you're gonna tell me right now, if you're gonna sit there and tell me that no gacha game does that, okay, you clearly haven't played Honkai Star Rail before. So in Honkai Star Rail, we had a character, Mighty, here. So Mighty was his runtime. Let me actually take myself off of the screen here for a second, so that way it kind of works a little bit better here. Okay, so Mighty, if we're gonna see here, his runtime was from, let's see, until April 8th, right? So from March 19th until April 8th, Mighty was available to basically claim and pull for on the banner. Now, during that runtime, there were multiple announcements about what is going to be released. Mighty was released in 3.1 of the game. 3.1. And then we're going to have Casterus, who came out in 3.2. And the announcement for Casterus was during the live stream. And the live stream for this was March 28th. And prior to this, there was drip marketing, like how they're doing with Hyacinth. So Hyacinth is going to come out in 3.3. Again, Casterus 3.2. Mighty was in 3.1. When Mighty was still running, okay, we knew that Casterus was going to come up. And now we also know that in 3.3, Hyacinth is coming out with Cypher. Guys, that is weeks in advance notice, okay? Drip marketing is so important in a gacha game to hype up your players and to make your players know when they need to save things, when they should participate in different events to save for resources. This is such an important thing that Love and Deepspace just doesn't do. And that's what frustrates me so much, because I was playing Hoyoverse games that do this kind of drip marketing on this kind of schedule. They do this with Genshin Impact, and they also do this with Honkai Star Rail. And this is the same kind of drip marketing that they do for Weathering Waves, for Zenless Zone Zero, and like all of these big titled gacha games out there. And when I started playing Love and Deepspace, I'm like, okay, when is the drip marketing coming out for the next banner? Oh, the next banner is coming out in 2 days, and we didn't have any drip marketing. What? That is not how you prepare your audience for banners that are coming out. Okay, I understand the runtime of lads banners is much shorter than the runtime of regular banners in all of these other gacha games, but they should at least let us know what's gonna come out like for a month. Okay, if we're ending this month already, if we're ending what month is it, April, we should know what's coming out in May, at least an idea, maybe who's gonna come out. Okay, like, oh, it's gonna be Caleb solo, and then we're gonna have a multi or a myth come out. That's all they need to tell us. If they want to do drip marketing and put little images like this on their social media, that would be really nice, instead of doing stupid little social media posts like this. Why do I need to know that another twinkle whatever toy is coming out? I don't need to know that. I would love to actually know what the next banner is going to be instead. I enjoy these like informational things that they do sometimes, and I appreciate these, but having actual drip marketing is so helpful. It is so helpful. Okay, I don't need this. This is nothing to me. Okay, this is fine if you want to run like your little raffle thing and give out money to players and polls to players. I also like the one where they do like commissions, like an art commission contest. I appreciate those things, but like I skip over these posts. Oh, I don't need those kind of posts. I would rather have drip marketing of things that's gonna come out in such advance notice. Okay, it is crazy. I cannot believe that there are gacha games out there that don't do this kind of method, especially if they're like high ticket priced characters that are coming out or banners that are coming out. It's just really crazy, and this was actually one of my responses. I kind of went all out. I did too. So this one, I was quoting the people that were saying that, it's so entitled for people to ask for roadmaps. I was like, you're so entitled, bro. What are you talking about? Asking for a roadmap like this isn't a crazy thing to ask for. I was supposed to say ask for. Just because other gacha otome games don't do this doesn't mean we can't ask for one. Infold could continue to pioneer a new standard for otome games. Wouldn't that be nice? So one of the comments that I was getting, or that I actually just saw online, was that people were saying that, don't you know that other gacha otome games don't do this? And in my brain I'm like, okay, but don't you know that Love in Deepspace is the only 3D gacha otome game? They did something new, so why can't they do something new with their marketing? Why can't they, kind of pioneer their own way of doing their marketing and advertising themselves in a different way? Something that is actually better, than just dropping banners willy-nilly without any forward advance. And also, I was supporting Suzu here. This is what I'm saying. A small idea of what's going to come out would make us feel relieved. I don't need exact details, just a general idea. And to all those who say it'll ruin their experience, really? Did these announcements here ruin your experience at all? SMH, because it didn't. It hyped everybody up, right? It hyped everybody up, and it's just so frustrating. So this is actually also an interesting conversation that I had with Tesby. So they replied, I saw this in someone else's post, but a large amount of comments that I have seen on other people's posts and on official posts from Infold complaining is saying that they were released in the 2.0 update. What they released with the 2.0 update wouldn't be enough. They can safely pull, but short of knowing the exact order of love interest release schedule, it's always going to be an issue. Like, now you can pretty much bank a solo banner every month and either a myth or a multi-banner every month. So I was actually, thinking about this, and my reply was like, I think this is just like the whole Gunnar situation, where the definition of the word roadmap means means to everyone isn't aligning. A thorough breakdown of everything that's going to come out is nice, but isn't realistic for a greedy company like Infold. Can we ask for it? Sure. Is it going to happen? I really don't think so. Realistically, we need to find a compromise with Infold, and base. We could. Sometimes I don't know my own English. What we could get from things they have already done in the past that they aren't continuing now, i.e. the Misty Invasion teaser photos, the 2.0 live with breakdown of upcoming content, the breakdown of the myths coming out during the release, official news trumps speculation from fans. They could have announced new myths for the guys during the anniversary, or told us when the next major update is coming. This is my personal definition of roadmap, and I still agree by it. Like, to be honest, I don't see Infold doing a major like forward advance roadmap like how Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Wu Wow, ZZZ do, because it's just not their platform. Like, it's not their what do you call that? Like, their timing for their release of banners is so much faster than Genshin Impact and all of these other games that they have to tweak it some way. Like, they have to change it just a little bit. So basing off what they have done before, they could just continue and repeat doing that, and I feel like that would really help, because even if they do little announcements like this, we're still going to get those emoji leaks. Like, it's like, I'm being 100% here. We're still gonna get emoji leaks no matter what happens. It might not be as in-depth detail as how we got our roadmap now, but they're still going to happen. So we're still going to have those supplemented by official announcements like main story branch upcoming, this card is coming, yada yada yada. So I feel like there's a nice little in-between there. And with the leaks, hopefully if we're having hopefully when we have like a bare minimum roadmap like how this is set up, we won't really get those full out photos of exactly what the cards look like. You know, that's what I'm hoping for when it comes to what we're gonna get for roadmap, as opposed to like bouncing out leaks also. That is my whole opinion about everything. Let me know if you have your own opinion. I feel like leaks are just a thing that's going to happen regardless of whatever Infold tries to do. It is gonna happen. People are going to get punished for it. There's gonna be a huge debacle about everything, but they happen whether or not a company wants them to happen. Hoyoverse has basically accepted the fact that there are leaks, and it is, you know, it's part of the gaming community. It happens even in the music industry, in the gaming industry, actually, which is really funny. I had posted this also on my Twitter. So there was this person here who was talking about something that was discussed over a private live that Markiplier, a very popular gamer, basically said during one of his lives, and he trusted his audience not to spread and leak that information. And this person here was like reminding the community, don't leak whatever Mark announced. And for me, I was like, oh my god, this is so funny. I said, this is crazy to bring into the lads fandom, but as a fan of Markiplier, I have no idea what this person is talking about, but it sounds big, right? But guess what? Because I respect Mark, I'm not even gonna hunt for the info leaks. I don't want it. If I respected Infold, I'd be the same. So that is my take on it. If I respected the company, like I respect, honestly, like when I was playing Honkai Star Rail before, I really respected the company because they cared so much about the player base and made so many great additions into the game. So I never really actively looked for leaks because I was like, I don't really need them. And I wasn't active on Twitter either, so I never saw them. I was still very loyal to the company. Well, at least to those developers there. So I never actively looked for them. But with Infold, because of the way that they handle their marketing, I have to go find something because I'm like, what is gonna come out? Do I need to save now? Do I need to spend later? Like, it is so frustrating. They need to change something because people are getting upset and they're leaving the game, okay? They're calling in Fold greedy and they're just dropping the game, and it's very disappointing. It is going to keep happening, and I really don't want to see the game die. And, you know, it's just disappointing. Anyway, leave your comments down below. What do you think about this whole situation? Let me know what your definition of what a roadmap is. What would you want the roadmap to be for Love and Deepspace? I know it cannot be a one-to-one as in HSR or Wuthering Waves or all of those other gacha games, but what would you want your roadmap to look like? That being said, thank you all so much for watching. I am Lane the Gacha Goblin, and I will see you lovelies in the next video. Bye-bye now.